I'm going to research for a book that I've read. I want to write an essay on the book. So the first thing I'm going to do is probably go to Google Chrome, I would imagine. Oop, I can't get there. Hold on. Right, yes I can. Okay, there we go. And the reason I'm doing this, it gives me a general understanding of kind of what I'm looking for. And the book name is going to be Caleb Williams. So I'm just going to do a general search for that right now and see how that works out. See what comes up with it. Now what comes up with it on the screen is the book, and it under Wikipedia is a good place to start. And the reason I do this, it just gives me a general overall rationale for exactly what I'm looking for. And well, like I said, it gives me the history and who wrote it and when it was written. And well, that's all valuable information to me. That's kind of where I start. And I can look up William Godwin from there, who's the author of the book, and that'll give me his information about when he was born and what other articles he's written, and it gives me an understanding of the time period he wrote in, and what the governmental consistency was for the book, because I know it's a book about political chaos in the period of the English Revolution. What would I do then? Let's look. I begin the research process because so I know what I'm looking for, and now I'm going to go back up a little bit and go back to my general search and kind of scroll down there and look and see if I can find anything else. eNotes is a good source for just a general research thing, and the reason I like eNotes is not only am I a member of that, but they give really detailed information, more so than most sources do, and they give a lot of good critical resources and all. And after I went there, excuse me, do I need to go there actually, or can I just tell you why I go there?
It's up to you.
Okay, all right.
You might want to actually go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can go to eNotes, and they're a paid source. It's a yearly thing, and it'll give you a general overall view of summary themes and the characters and the critical essays and analysis and everything you just need, at least I need, for an overall general view of what I want to write about. And from there, if I want to go to other sources, I'll go back, and I'll usually how do I do this? I'll go back to My Georgia Southern normally, and go to the library. Sonia, if I can find it on here, I will. It's different than mine. Oh, here it is. And there's the library. And I usually just go straight to Galileo. And the reason I do that is there's no sense of me going to the general library site and then having to go to Galileo anyway. And you can type in either the name of the book or the name of the author, and it'll bring you up. Let's see. Williams. And it'll normally bring up what the library has, or what the library has on the book, different book names, and it'll do a search for you, which is handy. Now on here it has a thing of class notes, and it has the book Caleb Williams, and the thing I like about that, it also gives you academic journals that have articles in them that talks about Caleb Williams and what uses you can use for that and sources. And if I can't really find what I'm looking for there, if I want to go more in depth with that, I can go back up to an advanced search and go with maybe Caleb Williams and put in William Godwin, who's the author, and what am I doing? I'm not used to talking and doing this at the same time. And William Godwin, and search that, and that'll normally bring up everything William Godwin has written, and it'll also give you different people like Burke and Godwin, and it gives you different resources that you can look into that uses Godwin as a sub base or a subtitle. And well, like the thing that would be really good for me right here would be Extraordinary and Dangerous Powers, Prisons, Police, and Literature in Godwin's Caleb Williams. And because I know that Caleb Williams is a book actually about revolutionary tactics and the different impact that's caused by the prison system of England at that time, and it's also a Gothic novel. And if you look into prisons and police, usually you'll find the darker aspects of what that contains. It's got Judging Justice, Godwin's critique on judgment, and Caleb Williams and other novels. And then I'll usually sit down and take physical notes on all of that. Let's see. Well, like I said, I don't really always close my links. I just usually save them until I know I'm totally done with them. And on saving my resources, I'll usually write them down, or at home I have a double screen, and I'll do a Word doc on one screen, and then I'll just copy and paste all the resources that I need to go back and look at and the reasons I need to go back and look at them. And I find that really helpful because at my age you kind of forget a lot easy. So it seems to work out really well for me that way. And that's the way I keep up with the information that I locate. And if I do have other resources I need to check, then I'll physically go to the library. Well, sometimes I'll do the online library link, but I like to go physically to the library and get the reference people at the library to help me find sources, because they do a really good job of that, and that's their job. And I find they turn me on to things that I would never look at. And also, I can email my instructors a lot of times, and they'll direct me in the directions I need to go and what I need to look for. And one other thing about doing research, especially on your critical essays of books, is they'll have endnotes that will turn you on to a lot of different resources that you can check also. And a lot of your critical papers, I mean, that's a great source for other information you need to find, and it seems to work really well. Gracious, what else? I don't really understand what's a change of research term. What does that mean?
You already did it.
Oh, I did? Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
when you decided to search for the title of the
Right.
book, and then you search for the author of the
Right,
book.
right, okay. Sometimes you can search for subject, but like especially with Caleb Williams, since it is such a Gothic novel, you can look at a lot of Gothic resources and in the 18th century Gothic resources and time epochs is really important for that. And the next place I'll look for information is, gracious, I don't know. I've looked a lot of places already. I think the best place to look. Well, like I said, I start my own search first, and then I add to that search and make it more complex. And between using online sources and the physical sources at the library reference desk and instructors themselves, you pretty well cover a lot of area that way. I don't really know what else to tell you about that. At least that's everything I know to say. Okay? Should I just